What's going on, Surgeaholics? Welcome back, Sooner Surge live for this Wednesday night. Wednesday night, halfway through the week. Don't know if you know, Jerm, but OU plays Ole Miss at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know. I mean, based off does it not seem like an eternity since the Seth Luttrell thing went down to you?
It hasn't seemed that long ago, Jay.
Oh, it seems like it was months ago to me. And because it's pretty much what we talked about for 3 days. But OU does have a game on Saturday. Injury report came out, not a whole lot different, but they do play at 11 o'clock. And we are going to talk a little bit about the game tonight. So we will get to some of that. I promise you that.
Real quick, Jen says play all the O-linemen, young O-linemen, starting with the Missouri game and maybe Devon Mitchell too. I know why you're saying that, maybe to keep the 4-game limit so that they can redshirt.
Hey, let me get to C9 real quick. Thanks for joining C9. Appreciate you. Anyone think this offense will change at all by Saturday? Yes. It's already changed big time. It doesn't have Seth Luttrell calling plays as Joe John Finley. Other than that, the only changes I think you'll see is a very simple – I think it's going to be simplified. I do. If there was one complaint I had from Seth Luttrell, it was every week it was something different. It's like they never would settle on one thing. So I think you're going to see a more simplified offense. Is it going to result in much? I don't think so, because I'm going to get into this later today, but I got Ole Miss as a top 3 defense in the SEC. So so it's a really good defense they're playing on the road. It's going to be a tough time for Oklahoma to score a bunch of points, I think.
KJ Gooded says RPO's coming back. And, hey, I was thinking about this, Jay. And it could be closer to Levy's offense with Joe John Finley. But I was thinking, Jay, what if OU just comes out Saturday? Their first 9 plays, all runs. I wouldn't hate it.
So they're going to punt 3 times in their first 9?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, let's just say
you just said run it 9 straight times. That's 3 punts.
If you know they're not getting a first down, I guess you're saying.
You think they're going to get a first down and run the ball 3 times?
Well, it's no turnovers, Jay.
Hey, Mark. Mark says, did I upgrade my phone? Mark, got myself a computer, bro. I actually bought my son's computer. He upgraded. So I bought his. And I do. I want results.
You had to buy your son's computer?
What?
You had to buy your son's computer?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Did he buy it originally?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Come on, man. Seriously. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. You can hear the difference. Jeremy, you need to step it up. I think it's what.
So I sound bad. Okay.
But you yell, so probably not a big deal.
Is Burks going to play or just keep dancing around in warm-ups, Jay?
I don't think Burks is going to play this week.
I think they'll hold him out till Missouri.
I would love it if he played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love it. So, I mean, let's get into some things. First off, I do want to bring up the defense of Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a really good defense, Jeremy. And I think we have to start tonight with one thing, and that is OU's defense is a good defense. I think you could say, and where I have them ranked right now, I don't know where you have them ranked. I have them ranked about 4th or 5th in the SEC. And here, let me explain myself. My top 3 defenses right now are Texas, Tennessee, and Ole Miss in the SEC. And my reasoning is based off one stat. Do you know what stat that is?
No, I don't, Jay.
Stop rate, which is
where's OU at?
OU's ranked 4th in the SEC in stop rate.
Okay.
You got Texas 1, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and then Oklahoma, followed by I believe South Carolina, and then Bama and Georgia. And that's the thing. When they get a lot of stops, if they didn't give the ball up so much, their defense would be a lot better. That's my basis on it. What's up, Mark? How are y'all doing? Wipe off the camera. It looks dirty. Really? Does my camera look dirty to y'all?
A little bit, Jay. A little blurry today, Jay. A little blurry today. What's the points per play on that, Jay? When you get a chance on those, and maybe Hunter can look points per play. Hey, obviously, someone earlier said I don't want a Group of 5 OC. I think that's really being said because of Liberty tonight. Another undefeated goes down. Willie Korn lost tonight, Jay.
He did. Is it still bad? Is there a glare?
I think it's more of a glare on the back. Chief says, good evening, guys. Good evening to you, Chief T-Bird. Thank you very much for the super. I've never seen so many soft tissue injuries last so long. I think the operative word is soft. Thoughts? I'm not one to hide my thoughts, okay?
Nope.
I was at the game last week. I saw Deion Burks go through warm-ups. Now, I will say this. There was a little bit of dancing. He did not catch any punt. That they were punting. He did not even attempt to catch any punt. And when he ran a route, he would catch it, but he never really sprinted. I still think he's probably a little bit banged up. To what extent, I can't even comment on it because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'll play. At this point.
Now, Sawchuk strained his quad?
Apparently. But he wasn't listed on the injury report last week. That's what kind of weird about it.
Did it during warm-ups, Jay?
Oh, during warm-ups?
That's what I heard.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
No telling, Jay.
Hey, Chief, appreciate the super. Really do. Big time.
I got an idea, Jay.
What's that?
I feel like carry some of that oil around like the Tin Man had. Squeeze it in the joints of some of these players because I don't understand it.
I don't either. Hey, a couple of things, though. I want to get to Crystal. She asked where I would rank Oklahoma's defense nationally. I haven't looked at all the teams. I do know they're ranked number 14th nationally in stop rate, which is that stat I just gave you, which is pretty good for a defense. It's just they're on the field too much. And when I say they're on the field too much, I don't mean they're tired. It's the fact that you're giving the ball up so much. The other thing, 32nd in points per play. The other thing I was going to say is Sooner fan asked favorite candy. We got Halloween next week, Germ. You cannot beat a Reese's. The Reese's Halloween egg or the bats
Milk
or whatever
duds,
they are.
man.
You
Milk
got
duds.
Easter, you get the eggs. I mean, those are the best.
Milk duds.
Oh, gross. Are you kidding me?
Milk duds are one of the best candies there are.
I thought yours was for sure going to be sugar daddies.
No, it's not, Jay.
I thought you still like those.
I've never liked sugar daddies.
You did.
I love Tootsie Rolls, though.
Tootsie Rolls are good. Tootsie Rolls are good.
Jay, and no one's really talking about this. How cool would it be for OU to get to 6 dubs and USC and OU to play, in the Russell Athletic Sweatpants Bowl?
What? Sweatpants?
Ooh.
What about?
I don't know, but if OU plays Lincoln Riley, that would be amazing.
What about Bedlam?
No, that wouldn't be near as exciting.
Hey, let me say this about the Halloween candy. I really do. I like Reese's. I don't think you can beat this because this is a true Halloween candy. You know what I'm getting ready to say, Jeremy? It's a true Halloween candy.
The orange and brown peanut butter
Mary
candy?
Janes are awful. It's the white with black stripes on it. It's like a peanut butter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what those are called. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's peanut butter candy. I don't know what they're called.
It's white and it's got like black stripes on it. And candy corns are the worst, by the way.
My wife loves candy corn. I can't stand it. Hey, really quick. I'm going to lose my train of thought here if I don't get to it.
Go for it.
I'm pretty sure I might have already lost it, Jay.
Oh, wow. Photographic memory and you lost your thought.
Yeah, I was going to go somewhere tonight. I'll get it back in a sec.
Peanut butter logs. That's it, Aaron. Peanut butter logs. Only can get them around. I don't even know if you can buy those at Walmart. That must be probably something you get like Atwoods or Bass Pro now. I don't know if you can buy that anywhere. Can you?
I don't know, Jay.
Sweet. What about Nerd Clusters? Nerd Clusters are good. We got a lot of candy dropping in.
What are we doing here tonight, Jay?
I don't know. Let's open the phone lines tonight and get those going. We talk whatever y'all want to talk about. Germ.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on the game. and we haven't really talked about it, but I mean, they're underdog by 20 points.
Yeah,
any chance they cover?
There's a chance they cover. I think there's a chance they cover, but Jay, I think for Sooner fans, you're looking for. Honestly, this is a game where I'm just looking to see what's going to be different. Hey, I do think it's very interesting. You got to admit this. Now, I don't think anyone in their right frame of mind, even thought it was a remote possibility. But now it's obviously not, Jay. Joe John Finley has no shot at being the coordinator here.
No, none.
The fact that report came out earlier that the search has begun.
He's not getting a job. I don't think anybody's surprised that who thinks he would get it?
I think he's coaching for an opportunity to go elsewhere and call plays. Or I think that's really what it is. How much we see on Lebby's offense will be interesting. If you see any of that, that might be interesting, Jay. Something to keep an eye on.
I think you'll see more of it.
I've got one thing I'm really looking forward to.
What's that?
I want to see OU's defense not give up and keep playing. That's what I want to see. I want to see them play at a high level. If the team doesn't turn the ball over much, just to see if they could even be competitive in a game, Jay.
I agree. And let me get to Sooner fan real quick. This is something we talked about a few nights ago. Jeremy, we talked about it a little bit on the phone today. Will Joe John Finley stay on the OU staff when the new OC is named? And maybe we should drop this. This is what a percentage I want to see. What amount of people on here thinks the OC should get to pick his coaches? I do. That's me. I think the OC should come in there and say, okay, I'm going to keep these few. The rest are gone. I got guys I want to bring in. How many of you guys think they should? I think they should.
Hey, Bobby's right. The orange wrap candy and black wrap candy, absolute worst.
That's what I said. Those are Mary Janes, I think is what they're called.
Who do we got on here right now?
We got Jackson on the line. What's up, Jackson?
So I really didn't. I joined to talk about a little bit more about the OC search job. One, I think it's dumb that these insiders are reporting that the search has already begun. Because,
it has, though. There's nothing wrong with reporting. It has.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it's dumb because at this point, what does it do to report this and the people that pay for stuff to read this stuff? How, is Oklahoma even actually actively trying to recruit an OC? I don't know if that's necessarily happened yet, but we all could agree from the start that Joe John Finley was not going to be the offensive. He's not going to be the guy of the offense going into next season. I think we all kind of knew that.
Yeah, I agree. nobody thinks he will be. I don't know.
But I'm going to continue to say this. I think OU has to go all out for Will Stein. I don't care what it takes.
It needs the Will Stein stuff. I get people want him, and it would be great. He's going to. There is if they make the playoff, Jackson, there's zero chance Will Stein doesn't get a head coaching offer.
Yeah,
somewhere. Correct?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be a Power 5 school. It might be, or not a Power 5, a Power 4. Excuse me. But
you don't think he'd get a Big 12 job?
Well, what Big 12 teams are going to be looking for head coaches after this season that you guys think of? Probably Colorado, because I think that Deion's going to go to Florida State.
What about Florida State for Will Stein?
Deion's going to be at Florida State.
What about Baylor? Baylor, he's from the Texas area. You coached
they're going to hire
for a long time.
They're going to hire the head coach at Texas State, I think.
Oh, nobody knows that.
Hey, I would go get Will Stein over G.J. Canny.
Big time. Hey, Jackson, I would love to get Will Stein. I just don't think it's feasible. And I agree with you. He's my guy. If you can go get anybody.
Call him.
Oh, yeah, you for sure. You make him say no. That's the obvious thing.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Jackson. Appreciate it. Hey, I want to get a couple supers and then we'll get to call.
Yeah, let's get to these supers.
Yeah, a couple supers. First, Chris says, I would like to see an attitude change on offense this week. Blocking, rushing, route running, aggressive play. I agree with that. Go big or go home, right? Thanks for the super, Chris. Appreciate it.
Chad Gamble. Thanks, Chad. Super appreciative of you tonight, Chad. We need to get Marion as OC. Spencer Brown. I agree with half of what you say, Chad. First, Spencer Brown has no business being on the field you don't have to finish anywhere. Shouldn't be on the football field unless he's doing something like water boy or something like that. He shouldn't be blocking. I disagree with Marion, and I've been in the minority here. I'm the minority here. Jeremy does not want Brennan Marion as the OC at OU. Now, can he recruit? Yes, I think he can. I don't like gimmicks.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Hey,
appreciate
we got a caller. We got Colin on the line. What's up, Colin?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm going to bounce off what you guys were just talking about, and I'm going to play a game, home run or no, with new OCs. I
like it. I like it.
So we'll start off with, of course, like you mentioned, Brennan Marion from UNLV.
What was the thing besides home run? What was the other one?
Strikeout or home run?
Yeah, like would he be a home run hire?
He's no,
not
in my opinion.
All right, Joe Cradock from Tulane.
No.
Tim Cramsey from Memphis.
No.
Mike Shanahan.
Yes.
Michael Shanahan, yes.
Jordan Davis.
No.
He's the North Texas.
No.
Zach Kitley.
No.
Hunter, I know, really likes Kit.
No.
I say that's not a home run.
All right, Mark Leftwich.
I like Mark Leftwich. I'm not going to say it's a home run, but I like him a lot.
I like him.
Here's a name that I've heard thrown around, Dan Mullen.
Home run.
Jay thinks home run. The more I watch, I'm leaning to home run on
I would absolutely love Dan Mullen, but.
All right, James Cooley, who's the Georgia assistant.
Absolutely not.
Double. That's a double, not a home run. It's a double.
All right, Ben Arbuckle, Washington State.
No.
And of course, got to end it off with Lincoln Riley.
Oh, that's a grand slam. But he's not coming here, but it's a grand slam. Now, hey, Colin, I want to say appreciate the game. That was fun to do.
That was great, Colin. I loved it.
I love all the names that were mentioned. You mentioned a lot. There's one name you didn't mention. That's my number one pick. And I'm not going to say it would be a home run because I don't know yet, but it's the guy I want in Norman, Oklahoma, and it's Cade Bell.
Yeah. Hey.
Now, I'll say a name that's a home run that he didn't mention, Jay. Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter and Will Stein are home runs.
Yeah. But, hey, Colin, out of those guys you mentioned, who would you pick?
I would probably have to go Willie Stein from Oregon with how they're performing right now.
Well,
Willie Stein's for sure.
Will Stein's a home run. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to happen. Hey, Colin, appreciate it very much. Early dibs on caller of the night tonight, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it. Hey, let's get to Coconut Greg. What's up, Coconut Greg?
Hey, fellas. What's up? And Jay, haircut looks even better day 2.
Oh,
keep
man,
rocking
it usually does. It usually does, Coconut Greg. It takes a day, and then it feels better, too. So appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Couple thoughts I had. I hope I'm dead wrong. I think we all know that the Joe Jon thing's just a placeholder for the time being. But if anyone's expecting something way different to happen on the field this weekend, no. I mean, promoting him is like pooping your pants and then changing your shirt. It's just not much is going to happen there. Final thought here. So look at the schedule. Maybe we can get to 6 wins. I mean, I think we're going to beat Maine. Who else we'll see. But if I'm picking the one other game we have to win this year, I really want it to be Missouri. I live here in Kansas City, and there's tons of Missouri fans. And those fans and the Kansas State fans are walking around with their chests all puffed out with the trophy case of Vanderbilt, but the attitudes of Alabama. I absolutely hate it. And we're old rivals with Missouri in a sense. So I want us to go in there and make what's his name Green mad he left. I want to kick their butt so bad. I think they're probably our best chance at the next win. I don't know if y'all had to win one more game this season. Who do you want it to be against?
It's Maine and Missouri, and if I had to choose a different team, it'd be Alabama.
Bama. Yeah. Missouri's going to lose this week to Alabama. They're starting running back out. It sounds like they're starting quarterback
Brady Cook out.
So
yeah.
I think
hey, Coconut Greg, you're in the Kansas City. Are you a Royals fan?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, we are too. We lived in Salina for a few years. I try to make one game a year, but man, we're big time Royal fans.
Yeah, they overachieved this year. I wanted them to go a little further, but the fact that they even made the playoffs way ahead of schedule, so hopefully they can do big things next year.
That is correct. Appreciate it, Coconut Greg.
Thanks, Coconut.
Always.
Appreciate
Take it easy.
it.
See ya.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, these callers tonight are bringing it. Coconut Greg's bringing it. Everyone's bringing their A game tonight, as Chief T-Bird says. Mark Riles, thanks for the super, and Clayton 20. Appreciate the super. Is the OC decision 100% up to BV? Now, here's what I would say, Clayton. It's unfair. To me, it's unfair to keep BV and then someone else hire the OC. That is bad. If you're going to keep BV, then he's got to make the hire. Agree, Jay?
I agree. He's going to be the one making the hire. He made the hire last time and it was bad, but he's going to be the one making the hire.
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
He said Joe C.
I mean, he might talk to some people. I don't think he's making.
Willie Corn, Jay, had the Clemson connection. Obviously, they didn't do well tonight. He's not even on my short list. And again, I see names in here. Look, I don't know who it's going to be. I want everyone to watch Pittsburgh this weekend. Now, they may throw a 3-point game out there tonight. I want everyone to go read about Cade Bell and watch him. He's been number one on my list. Jay, the more I read on Dan Mullen, the more I like.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we get to Cade, it says, Jason Germ, do you agree that BV being forced to fire someone on his staff means that BV's job, it's already on the line.
It's already on the line. I agree.
It's already on the line. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Hey, let's get to Cade. Cade, you're on the line. Talk to us, man.
Well, everybody is so quick to say that Will Stein ain't coming here, but did anyone I think anything is possible. Did anyone expect Lincoln Riley to leave after all the success he had here?
Well, no, you're right,
okay.
But it was USC. It was – he got to me.
Yeah, Oregon and Oklahoma are comparable, though, Jeremy.
I mean, USC, they can't even fill half their stadium.
Yeah. But, Jay, listen, guys. Everyone listen for a second, though.
We always are listening to you because you talk so loud.
Will Stein would be leaving a top, either a playoff team likely, maybe even farther, maybe even in the Final Four, to go to a team that has a lot of major issues. Now, one way you look at it, you say, yeah, he turns it around, he's a genius. But what if he doesn't? He has now ended his head coaching career opportunity.
No, he hasn't.
I think for a guy like him, he could look at that as a possibility of a head coaching possibility.
He could have. It'd be a possibility, but even right now, I would bet money Will Stein gets a head coaching offer at the end of this season. Do you guys agree?
I would agree.
So why would he go be an OC somewhere?
I think what Cade is saying is
maybe. I mean, how much has he done? How much has he done outside of a program like Oregon for how long?
Well,
I think he's only
UTSA. UTSA, he was really good at.
Well, okay, let's just say take Will Stein out of it. There's a lot of people that are people think are out of the realm of possibility. I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibility at this point. OU is desperate. They're going to spend some money. And
I agree with you.
In college football, I think anything is likely to happen. I never thought for a million years Lincoln Riley was going to leave OU.
I agree.
He had Heisman's. I mean, 4 back-to-back or 4 Big 12 championships. I mean, nobody thought Lincoln Riley was leaving. Bob Stoops handed him the keys to that program, and he leaves like that. I mean, nobody thought that would happen. So I mean, why can't OU be that guy that people don't think it'll happen?
I agree. I mean,
it could be. You never know.
I agree that Riley. No one really Sooner fans didn't think that was happening. They were out of the blue. That was out of the blue in that. So, yeah.
I mean, hey, I don't know if there's a lot of people you double their salary, they'll do anything for it.
Yeah, and money talks. You're right. Money talks.
I mean, and that's the name of the game in college football right now. Agree or disagree?
It is the name of the game, Cade. You are right on that. I agree.
Cade, appreciate it, man.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You have a good night. Hey,
couple comparisons real quick, Jay. Break It Nell says, sure, sounding more like Willie Corn. I don't know how it's sounding more unless you're thinking the fact that lost to Kennesaw State was because he's got his head in Norman, Oklahoma. I don't think that's it. I got a couple comparisons, callers and viewers tonight. Will Muschamp, Jay, was basically promised a head coaching job. He was going to be the coach in waiting, correct? Correct?
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Will Muschamp, I believe, when he took the job, he was going to be a coach in waiting.
Yes.
Now, I know people might say, well, what if Will Stein is promised that? You can't do that. I hate that.
Coach in waiting never works out.
Correct. Second of all, this is why I love Cade Bell. Forget Lincoln Riley leaving OU. Lincoln Riley came from where? East Carolina, correct? East Carolina, correct? Yeah. Cade Bell out of Pittsburgh. There are some similarities. I would much rather, and he could be the next, brilliant mind in college football. I think you have a better chance. Now, if you can get Will Stein, great.
What I like about Cade Bell is he just turned the Pittsburgh offense from a bad offense to a good offense. That's the thing about him. And let me get to this comment. I mentioned Samples the other night. I don't care what you have to do. I would love to have him on the staff in some way. And I know he's not called plays, so to hire him as an OC would be too risky. But he's such a good recruiter. If you could somehow get him on the staff to coach one of the position groups, it would be unreal. He's that good.
Zaya says Cade Bell and Ben Arbuckle are on the same level to me. I'd be fine with either. I have not looked a lot at Ben Arbuckle. I haven't read a lot of articles. Is he a quarterback guru? That's the question.
Yeah, that's what you do know that Cade Bell is.
Cade Bell is. Who we got on the line right now?
Let me see here. Looks like we got Mike on the line. What's up, Mike? Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Senior Legend?
Hey, I'm going to have some fun with y'all tonight. Let's take a step back and let's have some fun. I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Okay, Darrell Royal was a former Sooner and head coach of the Longhorns.
Yep.
Can you name another famous OU player that was an assistant for Texas? And my hint is it was during the Fred Akers time.
Oh gosh,
man, that's before my time.
You've got me, Mike.
Give me initials.
BW.
I don't know, man.
I'll give you another hint. He was Steve Owens. He was Steve Owens' quarterback.
Benny Wiley.
Who's that?
Benny Wiley.
No.
That's hilarious, Jay.
I'm reading a chat, Jerm. I'm reading Jimmy's comment.
No, his name.
Hey, people are saying Womack. I'm looking at some of the answers. I don't know that. But I was born in '77, and that's
Bobby Warmack.
Bobby Warmack. There it is.
Someone said it. Gary said it. Bobby Warmack. Yeah.
That's a good trivia.
Yeah.
That's a good trivia, Mike.
Yeah, I just thought I'd have some. I just thought I'd have some fun with you guys and just kind of chill on the stuff that's going on with OU right now, and just kind of bring some positivity, guys.
Hey, appreciate it, Senior Legend.
Appreciate you, buddy.
I promise you this: you'd beat me in trivia all day, every day, anything before 1980. you would dominate me on. I promise you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate
Thanks, Mike.
you.
Mike, bringing some positivity. Callers have been great tonight. No one needs to ruin that streak. Let's keep it going.
And Kyle, 1,000% agree. I want an offensive coordinator that can walk in there and say, hey, this is what's not working here. You're doing it wrong. Let me handle this and just take over. And I also want an offensive coordinator that can lead a coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball. If you want my honest opinion, I think that's I think that's where Brent Venables probably lacks the most.
And this is why a guy like
and that's just an opinion.
Dan Mullen, Jay, would be able to do that maybe a little better than a Cade Bell. Cade Bell's going to come in at 31 years old and lead Bill Beatembo, or lead some of these. I mean, that's the question.
Hey, Mark, thanks for the super, bro. Appreciate
it.
Sooner Freak says, I just want to remind you I won the bet. That's what he said.
I'm guessing he's talking about Casey Woods.
Casey Woods.
Haven't seen anything yet, Jay.
Okay, let me go through these three names right here. Out of these three, I got Cade Bell 1.
I got Marion 2.
I got Cade Bell 1, and then I don't have Brendan Marion and Joe Craddock. And here's my problem with Joe Craddock, okay? It's the same problem I have with Willie Corn. You know what that is?
The tie to Brent Venables?
Too much of a tie. Too much of a connection. I don't want it. I want somebody that's not connected. And I know Bobby and other people say, well, it's good to have connections. They're familiar. And you know what? In this instance, it might be the only guy they can get is somebody with a connection. Because I said this the other night. If you're an offensive coordinator, how do you know Brent Venables is going to be there in 2 years? You don't. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk.
Jerry Nix from Syracuse has not been.
Dow Post is high on Jerry Nix.
Okay.
Dow Post. In fact, they play Pitt this week. So
that's going to be a good matchup.
It's a good game to watch.
Jackson says Stein, Bell, and Frost my top 3. Now Frost would be able to come in and probably lead an offense as far as coaching because he's led a whole staff, but I don't think Frost is getting back in the game anytime soon.
Hey, Ron says, Jason, I thought you were high on corn. I'm about as high on Willie Corn right now as I am on candy corn, which is very low. Okay. I'll say that right now. Let me repeat myself. I'm about as high as on Willie Corn as I am on candy corn, which is
not very high.
No, hey, the reason I'm not as high this year, the ties. I don't want it.
Hey, did you know Scott Frost was with the Rams, Jay?
Yeah, he's with the Rams.
Hey, I don't think he goes back to the college game. Someone said, would OU pull someone from the NFL? Well, Scott Frost in the NFL, I guess, but I don't see it. Sooner Freak, who usually has some good info.
Oh, sorry.
Sooner Freak said he's heard players, friend with the nutritionist, spoke with the nutritionist on the team. A lot of people on the team like Cade Bell.
Yeah, and I could get with Jay Johnson here. I agree. Dan Mullen and Dean Kennedy. I love Dan Mullen.
No, but Jay Johnson, I think, is saying Mullen as a head coach and Kennedy as the OC.
I don't know. I want Dan Mullen as the OC. That's the guy I want. Brian McClendon. I've heard this name mentioned a couple of other places too, Lane. I'm not there yet. Let me say this. I said this on Sunday night after this all happened. I said, if you are Brent Venables and you're going to be at Oklahoma next year, you cannot make a hire to an up-and-comer if you're not absolutely sure it's going to work out. To me, you got to go hire somebody that can fix it right now. It can't be someone that's going to take 3 years. It's too late. And that's because of Brent Venables made a bad hire with Seth Luttrell. If you wanted some of these guys I'm seeing in the chat would have been great last year. And the reason I say that is they got a lot of issues right now. I guess they would have had a lot of issues last year. It wouldn't have mattered. But this has to be when Colin called in earlier and said, who are the home run hires? This has to be a home run hire. Or everything's going to be taken down to the studs in a year.
And I agree with Bobby that NFL coaches don't want to deal with it. Chief, thanks for the super. Appreciate you so much, man. Assume you have Elon Musk money and can get any 3 coaches in America. Who do you draft and what position group? What coaches do you drop? Man, I got to think on that. Any money? I got to think.
Wow, that's a great question, though. Hey,
Jen's asking you a question, Jay.
Jay, but if you're a confident, good OC, then you're the one saving BV. So he definitely will not be gone if the OC is a home run higher. He would be gone. He would be gone if they throw like a bad record out, even with the good offense.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, Johnson, give me Mullen as OC, Kennedy as quarterback coach, Samples as running back or receiver coach or running back coach. I'm with.
Oh, now what Jay Johnson says there is absolutely great.
That's a home run.
That's a home run. That ball is long gone. All the ducks on the pond score, and that's a walk-off home run because you would be getting Kennedy as a quarterback coach. That is a good one. Jay, you're wishy-washy.
Wait, Chester, call in. Tell me how I'm wishy-washy. It might be too long to type in the chat. So call in and let me know. I don't know where I'm wishy-washy at. Maybe it's
what is spectacular, Hunter? That is spectacular.
Maybe it was because last year.
Oh no, Kirby, Lincoln Riley, Lanning are the three. What about Saban?
Maybe it's because last year I was talking Willie Corn up. I don't know.
I would go Saban, Smart. I could say Saban, Smart, and Riley.
Hey, Jen, I understand this year. You're right. But last year they lost 2 games they shouldn't have lost. It wasn't all on the offense, was it? Chester, come on. Chester, listen real quick. Chester, come on. If you're going to go down to every team OU has stopped and you're not going to hire a guy off it, come on. That's like saying you don't want any Georgia players because Lincoln Riley scored on them and scored 30 points and a half. Mullen's coached 16 years in the SEC. Everywhere he's been, he's had good offenses. I don't know.
Real quick, I'm going to get to the super from Andrew Meyer because I want to say big time thanks to Andrew Meyer for the super. You guys are dropping a lot of supers tonight, and we are appreciative. Bob Stoops was on a pod saying he likes Kingsbury. You think that's a sign? No. Kingsbury to leave Washington Commanders with a great quarterback. I just think he likes Kingsbury as a coach. I got to say something real quick. Prayers out to Mark and Bob Stoops and Mike Stoops. They lost their mom. And Jay, you and I know how it feels. It's super tough. Prayers out. If you're a believer and a praying person, pray for the Stoops family. That can't be easy. I saw that today. So prayers out. Jay. Chester, wait. Hey, Chester, you watch this show every single night. I know you do, and I'm so appreciative of you doing it. I have never, ever mentioned Willie Corn as even being a possible like for me. I just haven't. Have not mentioned Willie Corn once.
You said he shouldn't get the job because he got fired, though. I mean, because he got lost today.
I didn't. What?
I thought that's what you said. Maybe not.
No, I said everyone's high on him. They lost today. Hey, by the way, Jay, people are saying Jay Johnson, whatever. Jay Johnson was right. That would be a home run hire. I don't know why people are calling him a troll. Ridiculous in the chat.
Yeah, that's a home run hire.
Home run hire.
And obviously, I think Kingsbury would be an outstanding. That'd be a home run hire as offensive coordinator. But I don't think you're getting him from the NFL. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
No.
I mean, I think him and Stein are both guys that you think it's not going to happen. In fact, as much as I want Dan Mullen, I know that a lot of people hate that hire. As much as I want him, I don't think that's going to happen either because I don't think he's going to leave TV and go to be an OC. But I would love it.
Hey, I'll say this. I know a lot of people love Michael Shanahan, Curt Cignetti. Their offense is not as exciting as Pittsburgh's. It's just not something to the eye. You're like, ooh, it's really good.
I don't care about that. I just want to win ball games, man. Score points.
And I agree, Bobby. This is why I said it was a home run, Bobby. You're going to get a guy who's an OC to go be a quarterback coach? Yeah, I agree. It's not logical, but it's a home run.
Hey, real quick, Chester, who's your guy? Put it in the chat. Who's your guy? Put it in the chat.
He already said it's Marion, Jay. He came on here yesterday and said Marion.
So Marion, who'd they lose to a couple weeks ago? I mean,
I'm just saying, I know Marion's his guy.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, if you're going to say because Dan Mullen lost to Oklahoma, you can't hire him. I don't know.
To me, I was not high on Marion. I mean, on Mullen. You know why I'm more high on Mullen now? I think when there's a guy who's been out of the game for a few years, but we know he was a brilliant offensive mind. Even now, you watch him on ESPN, Jay. He's got a great. I mean, you watch him break some stuff down.
Who's that?
Mullen.
Oh yeah,
he's really good. I think getting back into the coaching world, he might have this itch to just get back and have a lot of passion for it. Hey, Chester says, forget it, Jay.
Hey, real quick. Johnson says, what do you think of Vandy putting the nets around? I think you're going to see more teams do it now. After
I thought I saw it was a scam, though.
Scam?
Yeah, they're not really doing that. It was a joke.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
I thought it was real. I thought it was real.
Hey, Brendan Marion may get hired because a lot of – I mean, and if he is, I'm not going to sit here and bash the guy.
Well,
I hope that offense would work. I don't know that it would is my question.
Hey, Chester, he's calling in. That's good because I want to ask him something. So let's get Chester on the line. I'm going to ask
What's up, Chester?
What's up, bro?
Maybe I didn't explain another pivotal reason why I wanted Marion.
What's that?
Everybody says he's good at recruiting Texas.
He is. You're right.
Okay, that's the lifeblood of Oklahoma is recruiting Texas, right?
You're right.
But the thing about it is, I don't know about you guys, but I feel Arnold is a bust. Maybe he's just an average QB at best. I really, truly believe he's a bust. And I was very high on him. You all know that in last year when we were doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
So Marion's offense doesn't rely on the mega beast superstar quarterback. I know it's run heavy, but it's a balanced offense for the QB. Yeah, it's RPO. Every offense is RPO anymore. Yeah, and they do take deep shots. Do you guys ever watch anything of Brendan Marion's got all kinds of videos on YouTube.
Hey, Chester, 1 year ago when OU was looking for an OC, we actually did a whole video on Marion.
Yeah, you wanted Marion and Corn. And I agreed with you.
Higher than anybody on Marion. But my only question is,
so why would that change now?
Because
his scheme would be better because Arnold is not it.
Hey, Chester,
listen.
Wait, Jeremy,
you go and then I'll go.
Jeremy, let me finish. I'm not saying Marion wouldn't be it. What I'm saying is he's not at the top of my list this year because I think it has to be a guy that you know for sure can do it in the SEC. That's why I said a guy like Mullen. He's done it.
Jay, how can Cade Bell for sure do it?
I don't know.
Well, what I'm trying to say is what I was getting at about the Mullen thing is people are saying we don't want Corn. Look, they lost to some nobody. So did Lincoln Riley. He lost to Baylor twice.
You're right.
He barely beat Kansas. He beat Kansas because of Caleb Williams' miracle Superman, unbelievable play. That's a once in a lifetime type of play.
And you're right, Chester. You're right on one point. When I think there's a lot of people that. And
what I'm saying is his offense has got stale. You guys know it. You guys are forgetting how bad that was getting. Was it the year prior we lost to Baylor also, and then the year before that was the Jalen Hurts unbelievable comeback game?
They scored a lot of points.
All against Baylor. Yeah.
Chester, I got one question.
They scored a lot of points because the Big 12 defenses were crap, and you all know it.
Chester, I got one question for you on Marion because this is where I'm at with Marion. I like Marion. I do. I don't know if he's the home run hire, though. But here's my question. What happens if the go-go offense doesn't work? What does he run?
Well, then I am wrong.
No, I'm saying what will he change to? That's like if that's his offense. I mean, I haven't watched enough to know, okay, if that's not working, what does he go to? I'm just asking. Like, I don't know.
How long has he been coaching as an OC? Has he been running
He's been running
3 years? Only 3 years, and we're going to go ahead and throw in the towel on him?
I'm not throwing in the towel on him, Chester. I'm not throwing in the towel.
Well, people are throwing the towel on BV in 3 years.
Chester, all I'm saying is I don't think he's a home run. I think he'd be a good hire. I don't think he's a home run. That's all.
Okay. An Oklahoma coach that can recruit Texas, great. That is the lifeblood of OU. Whether you want to admit it or not, everybody who's been a Sooner fan all their life know it's usually 85% Texans and 15 Okies. All right, maybe 70-30, but you know.
I can't argue that. I can't argue. I do want to say about the Jackson Arnold stuff. You know, Chester, I know you were high on him. I've been high on him.
I am not no more.
When he had the Tennessee game, I was very upset. I have not thrown in the towel.
It's not just the Tennessee game. It's like you guys forgot the Tulane game.
He had one pick six, and Jackson Arnold won him that game.
The defense won that game.
And Jackson Arnold led them on a drive and scrambled for like a 40-yard run and won him that game.
Didn't it end up being like 31-10?
31-10.
I don't know. Maybe
Jackson Arnold ran a touchdown to give them the lead, or they lose the game.
Okay, it's Tulane,
and they're scoring a lot of points on people
at home.
34-19.
34-19.
Oh, okay. I was way off. I thought it was 31-10. My bad.
The fact of the matter is, I don't know about Jackson Arnold. I don't know about Michael Hawkins.
It's too hard to tell on them, Jay. They haven't had any help.
Well, what I'm getting at is Arnold's been in the system already for well over a year. Hawkins is fresh. He's a true freshman. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes. Everybody and their mama said a true freshman was going to make mistakes, and now we're done with him.
I haven't given up on either one of them.
Chester, you're right on one thing about Marion, and the fact that he doesn't rely on the quarterback. You're right.
Correct. Because these guys are not. Listen, these guys, I think they're probably both better than Rattler. Yeah, but they are not Baker. They're not Kyler, who I think is the greatest quarterback in OU history.
Early to tell on Baker.
They're not Caleb. They're not even Sam Bradford. They're Landry Jones. These guys are Landry Jones.
Baker Mayfield's first couple of years, he was throwing picks all over the place.
Exactly.
So it's too hard to tell.
Hey, Chester, you're not the only one that wants Marion. A lot of people do.
But to be fair, Baker had some real good talent around him. These guys don't.
I'm with you. I'm not giving up on Arnold or Hawkins.
And he had a good line. He did. It wasn't a great O-line yet, but it was pretty good. I forget the center's name. He was pretty good. The one before the greatest center.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So, but Marion would take a lot of the responsibility away from the QB with this system. And you can't tell me that Arnold can't run. He can do RPOs. It's just going to be more heavily run-based. But they do have deep shots. Have you not watched the offense?
Oh, I've watched it. I did a whole video on it last year, Chester. I like it. I just don't know.
If an SEC team can come in and stop the run, you're in trouble.
All right. Just listen to me for a second. And I know that maybe there's other callers. Okay. Everybody thinks Tatum is going to be a great one. Yes?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Barnes is serviceable. I don't know what happened to Sawchuk. I really don't get that. I was the one telling y'all I think he's going to have 1,400 yards of rushing this year. Wow, was I wrong? But Hicks, I do not understand what their problem is with Hicks. He looks like a freak. I don't get it. But just listen to this. Marion's running his offense with either Arnold. Arnold would probably be better because he can pass a little better than Hawkins. And he can do RPO. At least I thought he could. In high school he did, but whatever. Let's say Devon Mitchell finally gets on the field. He's the tight end in the go-go offense. And somebody yesterday said that Anderson isn't fast. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Anderson last year average 26 yards per catch? That's deep threat.
He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
He's not.
Well, he's not a he's not a 4.2, 4.3 guy, but he's fast enough. Okay, but you have Anderson. This is if people came back. Anderson, Farouk, Mitchell,
Gibson.
Okay, these are the guys that'll be the rotating. Well, Mitchell will be the tight end, hopefully, but then you got Gibson probably going to be the backup in this system because they only use 2 receivers unless they sub out the tight end and put in a third. So that's what I was getting at when I said they only need 3. I meant they only need 3 on the field at one time, not 5.
I get that. I understand I understand everything you're saying about Brendan Marion, and I can't disagree with you. I'm just saying
now, where this offense wouldn't work is the O-line is like I told y'all. I don't know why nobody listens that beat him, Bo. He's complacent. He's gotten comfortable. The game has passed him by, just like it did Mike Stoops.
And it may have.
It may have. I can't comment on that.
I mean, everybody's like, he puts players in the pros. He puts individuals in the pros. We haven't had a good unit in 4 years. The the Cotton Bowl when we beat Dan Mullen, that was the last decent unit of a line we've had. That's 4 years ago.
I mean, the Kennedy Brooks year against Texas was a pretty good line.
What year was that? Riley
that?
was still here, no?
2021.
Okay, that was still Riley there. Yeah, that was the last season of those guys.
Yeah, 2021.
I can't remember. See, I'm getting old. I can't remember everybody's name.
Yeah.
Hey,
but anyways, look, you would have Arnold running this, I guess, and he could make it. It would simplify his passing reads. He wouldn't have to look everywhere.
Hey, it might happen. They might hire Marion, and all I'm saying is, I would rather have a few guys over him. I'm not saying he would be a bust. I'm not saying that the go-go would never not work.
I mean, anybody can be a bust, but a lot of people in chat are saying no to him, and I guarantee none of them even looked at the highlights or anything about it. They're just basing it off of what you guys or other people are saying.
I agree. So hey, here's the deal, Chester. I think is Chester off here?
No, he's still on here.
I didn't see it down at the bottom. Hey, here's what I'll say, Chester, and appreciate the call.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone in the chat, go watch stuff. Go watch stuff on Brennan Marion. That's what I would say.
He plays Friday night this week. So
yeah,
go check it out. Thanks, Chester. Appreciate you.
Now, I'm like everybody else. I would love Joe Brady, but he is not coming back to college.
No, he's not.
He said himself
he's not coming back.
So
yeah, he's not coming back.
The OCs that people are picking in chat, tell them to be reasonable and realistic of their choices. Thank you.
Okay,
we will. Appreciate it, Chester. Hey, get the Chiefs comment.
Hey, thanks for the super, Chief. I would do everything in my power to get Rashad Samples, Brian Hartline, and Dirk Cutter to be my offensive. Well, yeah, that's a home run too.
That's a home run.
That's a grand slam as well.
And let me say this stuff on Brendan Marion real quick. Germ, last year I called you, and me and Hunter were talking about Brendan Marion, and I was so high on Brendan Marion, it was kind of like, man, who's this guy? Oh, I like his offense. I like it a lot. I've watched them a lot this year, and I've kind of pulled back a little bit. So that's all. That's all I'm saying is I watched last year. I didn't watch it enough. It was all on film and what I saw. This year I've watched him because I was intrigued, and I just don't know if it would work. I don't know. It might. I don't know though. And that's the same thing about Willie Corn, Germ.
Hey, real quick, the Sooner WBTX calling me out on Willie Corn. I didn't like Willie Corn last year. Jake can attest to this. I haven't changed my tune because he lost tonight. I've never said I wanted Willie Corn as my number one candidate. Hasn't happened.
Hey, Hub, you can bring up whoever name you want to bring up. I don't care.
Hub, you can bring up any name. Call in, put it in the chat, bring him in. I do like what there was a comment in here. Man, I can't remember who said it. It was about, I think it was Zayas maybe. It said Hicks and Megba need to play more. But Wegba, running back.
They won't play the rest of the year probably.
Hicks might.
The way it's gone. Ron, you keep saying wishy-washy. I don't know.
Ron, why don't you call in, Ron?
I think
unless there's storms where you're living, give me a holler tonight.
I think he's being sarcastic about the wishy-washy.
I'll be good, Lane. I have never said that Willie Corn is my number one candidate. And I did last year. Changed my mind tonight when they lost to Kennesaw State. There's one thing I know, it's not wishy-washy.
Okay. Real quick. Let me say something. Ron, I'm going to tell you the whole thing about Willie Corn. Okay, you ready? This will stop the wishy-washy comments. Okay. Last year, when OU needed an OC, if you remember, I went back last year and I said, I want them to go get somebody that runs a different offense than this fast stuff with Levy. I want him to have more running game. Willie Corn was good. Liberty, he had done a lot of good things at Coastal Carolina and Liberty. Here's what I'll say. Since then, I've watched, just like I did Brendan Marion, I've watched a lot of them. I'm not sold that it would work in the SEC. I'm not. Okay? Why is that wishy-washy? I'm not allowed to change my opinion after actually watching games and watching them.
Hey, real quick, Jay says Jay Johnson, bottom line is all the names you are saying, well, none will get hired. There's some names that can get hired. I think maybe you're saying that because you're not sure of who BV is going to go after. Maybe some small name, someone that he's got a tie to. Kevin Wilson, Jay. No!
Heck no. This is a funny comment right here, Mess. How's the weather on fair to partly wishy-washy?
The Hub, we love Cade Bell.
And real quick, let me say something. And Jerm, you would agree with this. We're almost an hour into the show.
How are we almost an hour in?
I know, but listen.
What happened this last hour?
Listen, we do a live show every night. And I am sure you can take stuff from what I say many times. Half the times, I can't remember what I said the night before. When we're talking with comments and stuff, I'm sure I say stuff and people sound like I'm wishy-washy. When you do this every night, sometimes you say stuff and it might contradict what you said a year ago. It does. I was all on Willie Corn train. I was on the Willie Corn train last year.
You shucked that Willie Corn very quickly, didn't you? You shucked that corn out the window.
Willie shuck corn is it Willie shuck corn and I don't care? Is that the song?
It's Jimmy.
Jimmy Crack Corn, right?
Jimmy Crack Corn, not Jimmy Shuck.
Willie Crack Corn.
Anyway, Clyde, hey, we'll go a little long tonight, Jay. Let's go an hour and 15. Are you good for it?
Sure.
That's what we do at the Sooner Search. We'll go an hour and 15 tonight, and let's talk a little bit about the game. What do you want to talk about, Clyde?
Hey, what about this?
Crystal says we almost talked about the game tonight, which is even funnier. The fact that
look at this. Honest opinion, I think they'd have been a little bit better, but I wasn't sold on Matt Wells either.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Wells either. Jay, I said my thoughts on this game. I want to see the defense play at a high level and just the offense not turn it over. If they have to punt every possession, but they at least flip the field, or, Luke Elzinga has been phenomenal. How good can they be in the game? Can they have a chance?
I don't see it. Not with the offense. Defense have to play their butt off, and they've been doing that anyway. Hey, real quick,
where's the vomit bag? I got to vomit. I don't feel well. Timeout. What? DeMarco is OC? Puke.
I was surprised you actually did the noise. That was kind of weird.
I'm getting sick.
This one is very interesting to me. And the reason is this. I've seen that thrown out there, and I thought, no way. Why would he leave Texas A&M? Okay? Why? I talked to a couple Texas A&M guys tonight. They don't like him. I don't know why.
He's a running quarterback. He wasn't even like.
But they've lost one game. They're probably going to make the playoff, dude.
Is it because of their offense? They're playing good complementary football. Now, I'll say this. He's also the coach. He's also the coach.
Wait. Who are you yelling at? I'm right here. Your face got so close to the camera. Who are you yelling at?
You. I'm letting everyone know this about Colin Klein. I'm not high on Colin Klein, okay? Colin Klein was getting ripped by Mike Elko the first week saying, run the ball. That was the OC, Jay. That was him.
Yeah, Jerm, but
who's really calling the plays down there at Aggie Land?
You know the difference there?
Mike Elko saying, run the ball.
Hey, you know the difference there?
Their head coach says that?
Would BV say that?
Probably not. Bobby Petrino, someone says, I've got a question, Colin, or I've got a statement here. Cade Bell actually uses Xbox and all that stuff in his stuff with his players. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, he does.
Kind of cool. Unique.
Yeah, the Bobby Petrino stuff, no thanks. I'm out.
Madrano earlier asked about something too, and I didn't get to the comment, Madrano. Oh, bringing a guy in here who can really poach and recruit O linemen. I'm all for it. Trenches win titles. We've said that somewhere. How about not abandoning plays that are working, coherent plays? Yeah. This, Madrano, this is something we could see this Saturday because Joe John Finley might have a knack for putting sequences together, for having one play, here's a thought, set up another play. And that play set up another play. And if one play's working, guess what? Run it again. It's like the Miracle on Ice. They're running there again.
Germ.
Wait. Again. 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 Love that scene.
Hey, the short passes, getting the ball out of your hand in 3 seconds, that's what I don't understand that they're not doing. When you have no blocking, why would
no blocking? Let's set up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, maybe John's input will be good. Again,
okay, but real quick, the John stuff, I'm tired of hearing about it. He's been there.
I am as well.
So why hasn't he been inputting? Real quick, is an analyst not allowed to input? No,
they are, Jay. Unless the coaches above them doesn't really allow for it. Crystal, thanks for the super. I want Jackson Arnold to sling the ball on Saturday. Yeah, it's dangerous. But how's the other stuff working?
Agreed. I agree with you 100%. And that's an epic fail right there, Kyle, on Brent Venable's part.
That is.
Epic fail. Once again, reactionary, not proactive.
Yeah.
And maybe Seth didn't want any help. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was a Seth deal. I don't know. No clue on that. So,
Jay, is there anything else in the game that you expect to be anything different personnel-wise?
I think a guy that might catch a few more passes would be Brennan Thompson. That's about all I can say. I mean, I don't know other than that.
Will we see a lot of Jacob Jordan this week?
He'll probably play. I don't know how much you'll see of him, but
will we give up more than 9 sacks this week? Because frankly, their D line's better than South Carolina's.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not better than South Carolina's D line. Their middle's better. Their middle's better, but their pass rush isn't as good.
Man, it's
not as good.
They don't have Stewart, but the other guys are awesome.
No, they're good. They're good. I agree.
Really good.
It's the best defense. You got Texas, Tennessee, and Ole Miss, in my opinion. It's a great defense. So,
Johns was not involved in game plan, schemes, etc. Go watch some of the games he called at Duke last year. Calls plays that gets the ball. Yeah, Riley Leonard was his quarterback that he worked with. I like Kevin Johns as a guy who can be a short-term guy, a guy who can maybe help the quarterbacks because they have not been getting help, it seems like.
Yeah.
Any chance they run a two QB system this week?
No.
Okay.
Will's asking LSU A&M. I'm going A&M. A&M is going to be in the playoff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like A&M because I really like Mike Elko.
I think they're going to be in the playoff this year. I really do. So.
Did you see where BV talked about EPL and said, we've been back and forth on whether or not we want to redshirt him?
They said he's basically been running with the twos, so play him.
But he also said we've been back and forth on if we want to redshirt.
What does
How many
a
games
redshirt do for him?
Played in? 2 or 1?
What does a redshirt do for him?
How many games has he played in? 1.
Temple.
So he could play 3 more games. So here's what I do. I play him this week and see if he's any better. If he's worse or not as good as the other guy, redshirt him. Play him this week against the Dogs at Ole Miss, the stud defensive lineman. If he can hold his own at all, he's it. If he can't, redshirt him. That's what I do.
Yeah, I don't think redshirts even matter. And Clyde's saying it here. Do they even matter? I don't think they do, Clyde. Not for a guy that's going to be in the NFL if you think he's that good.
Yeah.
So we'll see, though. I mean, I don't know. Ole Miss, Bama, and LSU is what Michael says play him in. Sit out the main game, I guess is what he's saying. Wait, does you only have Missouri? They have the Missouri game, too.
Missouri.
So.
Hey, this is an interesting concept. Under center. I would love it.
I love stretching.
I think Jackson Arnold could be great under center with play action deep routes, with rollouts, bootlegs, with stretch plays. I love it, Break It Down TV. Love it.
Yeah. No chance Vandy beats Texas. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so either, Will. I don't think that would happen either.
Here's a great question. Here's a great question by Selene. This is great. What are 3 bad OU stats that we could possibly improve on Saturday? Well, here's one. Maybe there's less than 9 sacks. I hope there's a whole lot less turnovers. You win in those 2 categories, you're going to be in a better spot. And maybe a third stat you could improve on is
passing yards.
And they had 200 lap. Yeah, passing yards.
Passing yards, I think.
Crystal, thanks for another super. Crystal killing it tonight. We have the easiest offense to cover. Every defense knows that nothing happens beyond 2 yards. Air it out. Air it out. Crystal, this is twice you've dropped the super and said, sling it, Jackson. Sling the ball around the yard.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Crystal. I agree with that. Maybe 8 sacks would be an improvement. That's true. It would be.
Baby steps, Jay. Baby steps.
Got to take baby steps. Turnover, sacks, run it a little better is what Keaton says. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. This week you have the OU game at 11. You have Friday night for the ones that want to watch Brennan Marion. They have a big game. They play Boise State on Friday night. The winner's probably going to be in the playoff.
Hey, UNLV and Boise on Friday night. You got Pittsburgh, Syracuse on Saturday. That's 2 games OU fans, I think, need to watch.
Yeah. Hey, and real quick, good night, Jen. Appreciate you joining. Tyree, I think he's leaving after this year, personally. Now, I don't know. I think he's going – I really think Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys if McCarty's gone.
McCarty will be gone. They aren't going to do anything.
Hey, we got time for a couple more callers. It's 1:07 on here, hour and 7 minutes. We're going to go to an hour 15 because we said it and we do it. See, when we say something, we do it. It's not wishy-washy here at the Sooner Surge.
Germ, Dirk Cutter, what do you think?
Love him. He's a home run hire.
John,
I don't think Kurt Cutter leaves Boise. He loves it there. He was a Bronco himself. I don't think he leaves there.
Let me say this. I said it earlier. Do you not, for the ones that like Marion, let me throw a few names out there for you. Marion, Korn, Craddock. Who else in that category? Cade Bell. Those 4, they're all kind of in a similar category, right?
Correct.
Don't you think all 4 of those are too risky for Brent Venables?
They're risky, Jay. Well,
I mean,
then who, Jay?
For year one that he needs to win, is it too risky?
Then who's not risky, Jay? Give me a non-risky name.
Dan Mullen.
Okay, I agree. But
Will
Stein and Dan Mullen. Hey, real quick. Why would Garrett Riley? I don't think you can.
Why would he leave Clemson?
And I don't think you can go there. Why would he coach in the NFL? Why would Riley coach in the NFL if he isn't good in college? Give me money. Yeah. Give me my money. That's why.
It's a different league anyway. NFL is different.
Jay.
Hey, go look at some of the best coaches in the NFL. They didn't even coach college, a lot of them.
Well, he's from Idaho, so I thought he did play for Boise State. I guess I was wrong.
Let me say this, Michael. I'm a big believer in a few things. I'm a big believer in relationships. So a lot of it would depend on me meeting with Marion to see what I felt like, if I could work and we could work together. But just from the outside, the answer would be no. My job's on the line. I'm going to get somebody that I know will put up points in the SEC, period. No questions asked. Whoever I hire, I know will have no problem scoring in the SEC. That's who I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury,
hey,
I know he will put points up in the SEC. Dan Mullen, I know he will put points up in the SEC. Will Stein, I know he will put points up in the SEC.
By the way, Michael says rumor is they may pay $3 million for Kingsbury. He gets like 5.5 with the Washington Commanders. Be a paid degrade. Cade Bell, second generation coach.
The thing about Cade Bell, which I say is less of a risk than Marion and Corn and who else did I say? I can't remember. Craddock. Because I think you can look at recent history and what he just did. He just turned Pittsburgh from a 120th ranked offense to a top 10 offense in 9 months.
Yeah.
He could do it, I think. It's still risky, but I think he could do it. Bobby's mentioning Tim Beck. You have the connection with Brent Venables there from the K-State days, I believe. I know Georgia OC, co-OC, Coley. Listen,
I don't like him, but I know some people do.
A lot of people like Coley. Here's what I'll say at Coley, and here's why I've withdrawn and said I'm out on Coley. Is they hired him to be an OC in 2019. They demoted him after 1 year at Georgia to not be the OC. Why?
Yeah, I don't know, Jay. He was there a year.
Well, he's still on staff there, but he got demoted.
Right, but he's not the OC.
So that tells me he had his chance and he didn't really do it. What makes you think he could do it at Oklahoma? I don't know.
Crystal, I like Hawkins and Arnold. I just like Arnold's ability to throw the ball, make all the throws. He hasn't proven that he can not throw it to the other team yet, but I really like him. Haven't really changed from that.
Let me ask you this, because the Kingsbury stuff.
Someone was asking about a softball update, Jay.
Do you know
a lot of dingers tonight?
Well, that's the usual for fall ball.
I don't know what the final was. Tons of dingers.
The Kingsbury stuff, though, to me, he's going to try to be another coach in the NFL. He coached at Arizona. He's probably going to try to be another coach in the NFL. What does it do for him to come to Oklahoma? Now, here's the one thing about Kingsbury. He's young and he probably loves money.
Yeah.
And, hey, you want to talk about a guy that if you came to Oklahoma and you did it for a couple of years and it didn't work out for BV? Something like that. But
Jay.
Yeah.
Someone earlier said they got to go get an SEC guy who knows how to win the SEC. Dan Mullen.
15 years in the SEC.
15 years.
Will he be TV, though, Jeremy? And will he be an OC? He hasn't been an OC in probably how long? He's been.
I would like to know if there's any kind of relationship between Dan Mullen and Brent Venables.
Just the fact that
okay, now here's the name. This would be a home run hire, but I don't think there's any way he goes from
no chance
UCF head coach.
No chance. Hey, let's talk about the Tim Beck stuff in the last few minutes. Tim Beck at Vanderbilt. I know they've had some big wins. I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet, Jeremy. You?
I'm not yet, Jay. I don't hate it. Hey, going back to our guy, Jay, Cade Bell, second generation coach. Mark says Dan Mullen fired up Florida. No, thank you. Who was under Steve Spurrier? Do you know, Jay? Kerwin Bell.
What? Oh, yeah, Kerwin Bell, Florida, yeah.
Cade Bell's father began coaching under Steve Spurrier. That's where he kind of started getting his offensive scheme, which, by the way, Cade also runs that type of offense, that aggressive, airing it out offense. Interesting. Under Steve Spurrier, which, by the way, everyone knows the Stoops connection.
Hey, real quick, Mark, I don't understand that comment. Josh Heupel got fired at Oklahoma. He's doing pretty well at Tennessee. I mean, you go down a list of a lot of guys that have gotten let go that are fine. I guess that's wishy-washy because I just said Joe Coley, but I think it's different when you're a head coach and an OC. But
yeah,
Clark fired at Washington USC. He's doing pretty well.
Man, Jay, tonight the callers were fire tonight.
They were great.
All the callers that called in tonight, appreciate it. Like playing the game with Colin, Coconut Greg was like, we'd go on and on. Mike stumped us on the trivia question. Cade was great. I mean, we could keep going. I probably already left someone out, but the callers were phenomenal tonight. The supers tonight, unbelievable. Crystal, Chief, so many supers on here tonight, guys. And we are super appreciative, pun intended.
Yeah.
Big prayers. Hey, prayers and thoughts out to the Stoops family. Seriously, losing their mother. Jay, did you want to respond to Bobby Wiley's thing here before we get off here?
Yeah, I'm going to go watch a little bit more Vanderbilt. To be honest with you, I haven't watched enough to see. I will agree with you there that he's done more with less talent, and they are here's the one word I would say to describe his offense: efficient. They're a very efficient offense, which is a good thing to have. Very timely in their passing game and all of it. So I'm not ruling him out yet, Bobby. I'm going to go check it out. We got all year. I'm going to go watch some football. So.
Andrew, thanks for your supers tonight as well. Go stability, not 2-year turnover. Crystal, Chad Gamble, Chief, Mark, Chris Rhodes, all of you guys and gals tonight. Plate 20, a new member and a super. Thank you very much. Seriously, appreciate it. Every night we're here, but you are too. And guess what?
Thunder up.
Tomorrow's Thursday. It's opening night for the Thunder. Thunder up tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. We'll be on here during the live. Hop on and give your Thunder thoughts as well. Will Stein looking at real estate in Norman. Mez said it here. Appreciate everyone. Hit the like. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a terrific Thursday.